But I digress. I'm leaping forward in time here because this piece was sort of, I've talked about, it's called Now Wait for the Last Year, and there's archaeology going on even within this, because how this came about through various iterations. Now what happened was, after she split from Nocturnal Emissions, Caroline was sort of looking for like other options. Like she did some recording sessions with Beverly Islands, and there's a remix coming out of that Alessandro's done. I mean, that was never published. It went around. It was a demo that was sent around. I don't think the recordings were ever actually finished. I mean, one of the problems with Caroline is she didn't actually finish things, so that was sort of my role really. You know, yeah, that's finished. You know, let's put it out. People need to hear this. So I think very much that was my role, was sort of saying, yeah, people need to hear this. But she had this ex-boyfriend who I just couldn't stand. It has to be said. I quite liked a lot of her boyfriends, but this one I didn't like. And he had a job on as a scenery builder, a sort of on a film set for a while. It was for a Tobe Hooper film, the guy who did Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And he mentioned to Caroline that Tobe Hooper was on the lookout for a soundtrack to go on this film he was shooting in London at the time. I don't know what the film was. So Caroline said, "All right, and I'll put something together." So she, I don't know whether with me or whatever, but she dug up the backing tapes that we'd actually been using live in Nocturnal Emissions, and some of the soundtrack material that we've been using in the video, Fetal Grave of Progress, which was 83, was it 82, 83? She pieced together these tracks from the backing tracks. There's a version Never Give Up with the vocals removed. There's one track that I believe we played in the ICA, which I worked with Caroline on it, and then she didn't want to perform in the ICA, so that was a different band that we did it with. So these sort of recordings from going back to about 83, would it be 82, 83, went into this one, which came out in 87. But I'm going back a bit, aren't I? I'm talking about this tape she put together, which was a 20 minute tape, which was supposed to be going to Tobe Hooper, because mate here said, "Oh, you know, oh yeah, we'll do as a tape then. So you know, we'll take it along to Tobe." So she heard nothing from him for, you know, nothing back about this for several weeks, and eventually she asked them and said, "Well, what did Tobe Hooper reckon to that tape I did?" And they said, "Oh well, we didn't actually give it to him. We thought we'd have a go instead." So that was the sort of calibre of this ex-twat of a boyfriend that she had, who I couldn't stand. But it was like that, you know, it was like that. That was par for the course. So, Now Wait for Last Year. So she said to me on this tape, and I'm running a record label then. I've got a distribution deal, so I wanted to put out more material. So I said, look, let's put that out as a solo album.